Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2013 ceremony recognizing our Thomas S. Green Award winners for distinguished public service. My name is Karen Duffy, and it is my pleasure to host the ceremony tonight on behalf of the Worcester Regional Research Bureau and as chairman of the awards committee. Once again, we'd like to thank Assumption College for allowing us to hold the award ceremony here at La Maison and for the generous hospitality. Joining us from the college is President Francesco Cesareo.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this year's Thomas Green Awards and to welcome not only the recipients of those awards, but their families and friends who are here with us today. The college has had a long-standing relationship with the Worcester Regional Research Bureau. Not only have we been a partner for the Research Bureau since its inception nearly 30 years ago, but we have also been the home of the Research Bureau for most of those 30 years, and we're very happy that the Research Bureau has returned to campus in the last year. So it's a very important partnership between the college and the Worcester Regional Research Bureau. As you know, the Thomas Green Awards honor those individuals who have exemplified what it means to give back to one's community, and we are very proud to be part of this very special afternoon recognizing these four people who have gone well beyond the call of duty, if you will. These are individuals who have demonstrated what the word community means, what the word humanity means, because each of these individuals has not thought about what time of the day it is, what day of the week it is, whether they're on vacation or not vacation time. These are individuals who have put others above their own needs and schedules, who have put the needs of the community above the needs that they themselves may be working on at a particular moment in time. And so we hold them up as models for our community. And so we thank you for all that you have done, and we recognize the great gift that each of you have been to this community in the various responsibilities that you have had over the course of your careers and in what you have done to make this area a better area for our citizens. So we thank you so, so much. And welcome to Assumption this afternoon for this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you again, President Cesareo. Tonight we're going to have some speakers, and the first speaker that we have is our own city manager, Michael O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everyone. Breaking news, so you get ready for this one. I was made aware right before I walked in here, and a reporter called me from the Boston Globe, that we have become, again, from a North American perspective, the snow capital. We beat Anchorage, Alaska. This is true. We beat out Anchorage, Alaska, and we beat out Syracuse, New York for the most snow over this season. So the reporter asked me about it, and I said I wear it like a badge of honor. And I said it, and I meant it sincerely, and it ties so well into today's event because I said our community rose to the challenge. And whatever Mother Nature throws at us, and we've had situations of record snowfalls, ice storms, floods and the like, we're battle hardened. We come together as a community, and with the dedicated workforce we have within the city of Worcester, we're on our feet, even with 107 inches plus of snow. I'm not saying that I've got it solved budgetarily yet, but I can say this, we actually got to push to the sides of the street, and we kept our community safe. But it says a lot about municipal service, about dedication. You talk about those that were out snow plowing, or the PD that was out making sure the community stayed safe during these storms. Long hours, little rest, don't see their families during those periods of times, 18, 20 hours straight. and always done with a smile and always done with the idea that they're there to serve and to preserve, protect, and enhance our community. And that happens day in and day out. So today's a great day, and obviously great thanks to the Research Bureau for highlighting excellence in municipal government. We don't take a lot of time to thank those that are out there doing the types of jobs I just described. We all have busy lives, and they're obviously very busy out there. But to stop in our tracks and take a moment to recognize those that raise the bar for all of us, even me as city manager, needs to have that bar raised and to understand the types of great work that's being done so I can rise to their challenge. Obviously, today we're recognizing 3 members of our Worcester family, which I'm obviously very proud of, as well as Commander Mike from the Oxford High Junior High School, ROTC. Together, those 4 individuals represent the very best of municipal government and the very valuable resources, personnel resources we rely on each and every day to make our community strong. Their tenure and serving in these roles of making community a better place to live, work, and enjoy is all self-explanatory. Public service, I think, is a calling. You get into this role or get into these roles because you want to give back. You want to serve the public and serve others. And these individuals represent a positive can-do attitude, looking for the very best resources to bring to bear to serve the public, and a willingness, obviously, to reach outside their job scopes. We ask a lot these days of our public service employees. On the city side, we're down hundreds of employees just over the last few years. Just like the economy and all of us are adapting to, we're a smaller organization, city side, a better part of 400 employees over my tenure. That means we're doing a lot more with less. And the workforce, obviously smaller, means everybody else has to rise to the occasion. And these individuals from the city side and obviously from Oxford represent reaching higher, even with fewer resources. From my heart to those that are being recognized, I want to acknowledge Jenna, Kevin, Patty, and Michael. Please know, for all of you, our communities are better places because of your efforts. For Jenna, coming from our finest, the Worcester PD, and the work that she does with the latent print unit. Our Worcester Police Department has done amazing work with 68 fewer officers in protecting and preserving our quality of life and our safety in our community. And if you know it from the vantage point that I'm at, you'd see that they have done Herculean work with fewer resources, with creativity, with best practices, and tremendous dedication to be able to accomplish the task of still being one of the safest cities of our size in the nation. It's not easy work. And to have someone like Jenna under that umbrella of public safety, quickly identifying suspects through the talents of science and CSI type work, to make sure that those fingerprints go to work and get those perpetrators behind bars says enough. That without her, we would see far fewer people going through the judicial system with convictions. That's how thorough her work is. For Kevin, obviously, from the school side, it's a custodian, but so much more. The reality of someone that takes his job serious enough that it's not just pushing brooms or picking baskets up, but it's really part of a school family, making sure our schools are safe, clean, and great environments to learn. A real caretaker, if you will, for the students themselves beyond the school physical plan. And for Patty Ryan, obviously, a great example of why the Worcester Public Schools excel under the leadership of Superintendent Boone. Tireless work, giving students and their families greater access to higher quality public schools while retaining and attracting the best and brightest for the city. Hands-on in developing new programs and beyond. I ask a lot of our employees, and I do it each and every day. I push them hard, tighter budgets, less resources, more demands, and it's individuals we recognize today that are setting the standard for all of us, working smarter and harder to get the job done and to make our community flourish. On behalf of all the city residents, obviously, I want to thank you for your service and once again congratulate you on this well-deserved award. Congratulations.
Welcome to the people who have just come in. And our next speaker is our own city mayor, Mayor Joseph Petty. Mike's a tough act to follow, but I know you can do it.
Good evening, everyone. It's great being here today. It's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the people of Worcester. I see that we have Senator Richard Moore also in the audience from Uxbridge here. State Rep John Mahoney. I saw City School Committee member John Marfrey was also in the audience. So I want to thank everybody for coming to participate in the recognition of some outstanding public employees who work day in and day out on behalf of the public. I want to thank Roberta Schaefer and Jean D'Aso for the hard work they provide for accurate and relevant information to the cities to help us make better informed decisions. I'd also like to thank Michael Moraine, for the chairman of the board, for providing the leadership and direction of the Research Bureau. And on behalf of Worcester, to everybody who's getting this award today, congratulations. And Jenna, I remember I was chair of public safety. We talked about accreditation of the whole police department, and Chief Jim Cook talked me out of that. And he came up with the latent print unit, and you've done wonderful work there. So congratulations. You brought that to a new level, both locally, it's recognized locally, statewide, and nationally. So congratulations. And to Patty Ryan for the Innovation School, the only school that was initiated by teachers. Congratulations, and thank you for all your work you do in the community also to make our schools better for our children. Congratulations, thank you. And Kevin, I know Kevin for about over 15 years now, and congratulations. My son went to West Tatnick. He did a great job up there. You're being recognized for all the hard work you do. Keep that school clean and safe for the children and for the staff there. And even though you might be known only for saving the ice cream, and that's why you're here today probably, but congratulations. And Commander Michael Masley, congratulations too. We have our junior ROTCs here, and their leadership provides good mentoring programs, and thank you for all your community service. And I've seen you in action. You have a great unit, and congratulations also. Thank you on behalf of the people of Worcester. Thank you.
Okay, and rounding out our speakers from the city, we have Dr. Melinda Boone, the Superintendent of Schools.
Good afternoon. I look forward each year to being able to come and celebrate with the Research Bureau, our unsung heroes in municipal work. You know, I think this is one of the finest things that the Research Bureau has started and continues throughout the years. And, you know, as the third largest employer in the city of Worcester, we feel proud when there are the two recipients from the Worcester Public Schools today. We have a wonderful partnership with the police department, and though Commander Michael is not at one of my schools, I know the value of our JROTC program, so we thank you and Jenna for what you do for children and for the community. We are working hard to make sure that the Worcester Public Schools are the preferred educational opportunity for parents and families in this community. And that's about everyone coming together to share the vision of where we need to go and how we get there. And as I think about the work of Kevin and Patty, they epitomize what it is we're trying to show the community, that everyone contributes to student achievement. You walk into West Tatnick and you know that it's a school that is thriving, it's a great place to learn, parents are happy, the faculty is very excited. And then you have folks like Kevin who just pull it all together. Because we know, research is very clear, that the strongest schools are those where deeper relationships are created amongst all of the adults in the building with the children. And so when Kevin can talk about who the kids are and connect to that, that's important. And with our desire to be the preferred school district, it's also about how we make sure the learning environment is a spectacular place to be. So Kevin, thank you for all that you've done and continuing to raise the bar, even as a district, as we have raised the bar on our expectations for custodial services. So thank you. You know, Patty and I got a chance to know each other even better over the last few years. as she took on a very bold leadership stance as we embrace innovation schools as an option to develop some in-district charter-like programs. You know, there are many out there who believe that the only way schools can improve is to take them from under the public umbrella. Somebody else has to run them. I believe we have the right formula and we can turn these schools around. And Patty is an example of what we've done to do it so well. And when things were very tough, when there were those that were pushing back on Patty, she never once gave up on her resolve that this was the right thing to do for a great group of students in this community. And now, in year 2 of their innovation status, they've added a 6th grade to the school. We have a waiting list of people who wanted to get into the Guided Scholars Program and that innovation site. So Patty, thank you for your leadership, because, you know, there are those who will beat up on our teachers, but those are more the exceptions. Patty is the rule. Congratulations to everybody, and I'm so proud to be here with you.
Okay, and in recognition of our award winner from the town of Oxford, we have asked the Oxford Superintendent of Schools to join us, Superintendent Alan Himmelberger. Superintendent?
Thank you very much, Karen, and good afternoon to everybody. My name is Alan Himmelberger, Superintendent in Oxford. On behalf of all the superintendents across the state, I want to wish you a very happy first day of spring. We're thrilled about that, and we hope that Worcester still keeps the snow title, but the rest of the year is snow-free. It's indeed an honor to be here today to help celebrate this year's Thomas S. Green Public Service Award winners. My thanks to the Worcester Research Bureau for the recognition event, for all of your great work in helping us understand public policy, and for all that you do to make Worcester a better place. Commander Michael Masley, the fact that he's only the 5th non-Worcester person to win this award, to be named to this award, speaks volumes about Commander. He has served our country proudly for 20 years, graduate of the Naval Academy. You'll hear all about that in a few minutes, but he served proudly with distinction for 20 years, retired as commander, and then Oxford was fortunate enough to get him for the next 18 years. He doesn't know this, and I don't think it's allowed, but I'm going to extend a long-term contract to the commander, so he stays with us. He's familiar to not only us in Oxford, but many across Worcester and Worcester County. He was in the parade just a week ago Sunday. He works tirelessly on behalf of veterans everywhere. The Worcester County Vietnam Veterans Association is near and dear to the commander's heart, and we see him out and about in Oxford all the time. As superintendent, today we spend so much of our time trying to engage our students today to make them successful. And as Dr. Boone knows, that's not always an easy task. We are very fortunate in Oxford that we have an NJROTC program that is nationally recognized. And it speaks volumes that parents are willing to get up at the crack of dawn and drive 6 hours to watch their students for only a short time. And I thought that was only hockey parents, but we have that same dedication throughout the community in Oxford. This program welcomes all students. We have students with severe special needs. We have valedictorians that belong to this unit over the years. They have all experienced the rewards that come with belonging to Oxford High School's unit. One of my favorite nights of the year has become the military ball, and we've had some cadets from Worcester North join us the last several years. And this is an evening that's filled with ceremonial elegance, but also a chance to experience camaraderie between the students, the unit members, faculty, parents, administrators, and returning alumni. And 6 hours goes by in a blink because everyone enjoys the opportunity to be a part of this event with a program that has been so worthy for so long. I believe that our students realize the self-discipline, they gain the confidence that they need to be successful because they've been a part of the Oxford High community, they've been a part of the NJROTC unit in our school, and yes, even some have gone on to serve in the military. That's a popular misconception that we're only engaging the unit to get our students to join, and nothing could be further from the truth. Many of them have gone on to win substantial scholarships because of their participation in the NJROTC at Oxford High School. All of this is possible because of just one person, and I thought that his first and last name was Commander, and that's how I refer to him all of the time. My sincerest wishes to this year's award winners. I am humbled to be here. You have all set very high standards for the rest of us in public service, and you give us something to aspire to. So congratulations to all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Wow, we are standing room only this year. This is excellent. At this time, I'd like to recognize some guests in our audience. First, I'd like to recognize our state and local legislators and government officials who are here. We truly appreciate your attendance at this event. If you'd like to stand, we'd like to give you a round of applause. Thank you. Are there any past TS Green Award winners in the audience tonight? Raise your hand if you're here. John and Frito. Thank you, John. I just wanted to mention to everybody, this is actually the 25th time that we've awarded these awards, and there are 84 recipients over those 25 years, which seems like a lot, but then when you think over the course of 25 years, that is a select few. So welcome to the group, to these four. I'd also like to recognize the Research Bureau's board. If there are any members of the board, would you please stand and be recognized? And of course, we have our chairman of the board. Mike Mulrain is our chairman of the board from Polar Beverages. At this time, I want to introduce the TS Green Committee. We have Barbara Clifford from Quarter 9 Chamber of Commerce. We have J. Michael Grennan from Grimes & Company, Leah Lamson from The Telegram, Joanne O'Leary from NSTAR, Karen Luddington from Children's Friend, Kevin O'Sullivan from Mass Biomedical Initiatives, Dr. Roberta Schaefer, our president of the Research Bureau, Hank Stolz from the Hank Stolz Experience, WCRN, Richard Foote from Bowditch and Dewey, Bob Kennedy, Mechanics Hall, Todd Rodman, Cedar and Chandler, and my name again is Karen Duffy. I'm from Worcester Credit Union. The committee works very hard every year to review the awards criteria, the event promotion, winner selection, and then individual members of the committee are assigned to interview the winners. That's really the most fun. I've done that before myself. They get to meet with the individuals, learn about them and their families and their jobs, their careers, and they're the ones who will come up here and introduce each winner. Our sponsors for tonight's ceremony are Assumption College, of course, Saint-Gobain, Music Worcester, the DCU Center, Scharfman's, the Beechwood Hotel, the Worcester Telegram, Chris Christos, photo editor, sole proprietor, NSTAR Gas and Electric, the Worcester Sharks, Worcester Credit Union, Checkerboard Limited, Arthur and Micah Chase, Mechanics Hall, Hanover Theater, the Worcester Art Museum, the Ecotarium, and the Worcester Historical Museum. As you can see, we're very well supported for this event, and rightly so for the winners. We want to thank you so much for your generosity and your participation. Each award winner is provided with a gift bag that includes gift certificates, tickets, and other valuable tokens of appreciation from these sponsor organizations. Let's give them a hand. And last but not least, before we get to the presentation of awards, we are honored to have citations from our state government representatives for the award winners. From the Senate, Senator Harriet Chandler delivered the citations, and from the House, Representative John Mahoney delivered the citations. I do also want to thank the City of Worcester Government Channel for videotaping our ceremony this evening. This event will be available for viewing on the Research Bureau's website. Special thanks to Penta Communication for managing our website and making this possible. And finally, we are ready for the awards. So our first recipient will be introduced by Todd Rodman.
Thank you. It's great to see such a large and enthusiastic crowd here today. My name's Todd Rodman. I'm a board member of the Research Bureau and a member of the selection committee for the Thomas Green Awards. My role today is to introduce Jenna Alimberti, the latent print examiner with the Worcester Police Department and one of the recipients of the 2013 Thomas S. Green Public Service Awards. I'll introduce Jenna in a minute. I wanted to say that one of the reasons that I'm so happy to be here today, in addition to introducing Jenna, and the reason the Thomas Green Award is such a significant and great event, is that it honors municipal employees who do their jobs with exceptional skill and dedication, out of the spotlight, and with very little public recognition. And I think Jenna perfectly embodies those characteristics. She also got me in and out of Worcester Police Headquarters for the first time, so I'm appreciative of that. When the Worcester Police Department was seeking national accreditation for its latent fingerprint unit, it realized it would need the skills of a scientist to achieve that goal. Jenna is a 2005 graduate of Mount Holyoke College with a degree in chemistry and a 2007 graduate of the University of New Haven with a degree in forensic science. She began work in 2008 in Worcester for the police department as a laboratory technician, was quickly promoted to technical manager, and then quality manager of the unit. As the first civilian employee of the police department's latent print unit, she was crucial in helping the unit win certification as the first standalone latent print unit in the U.S. to be accredited to international ISO standards. Jenna, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm impressed. So Jenna has attended and completed the National Institute of Justice's first ever latent print examiner course at the National Forensic Science and Technology Center in Florida. This was a 10-month program, and it required Jenna to travel repeatedly to Florida for 11 weeks of on-site training. It also allowed her to meet other forensic scientists around the country, increasing her skills and expertise and exposing her to a nationwide network of her peers. According to Jenna's supervisor, the lab now recovers and develops more latent prints, with Jenna accounting for over 95% of that productivity. Jenna's work has a direct result in the effectiveness of the Worcester Police Department. Her work ethic, her visual acuity, her attention to detail have set her apart, earned the respect of the police officers she works with, and made her one of this year's Thomas S. Green Public Service Award winners. Congratulations, Jenna.
All right, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the Research Bureau for putting this event together and selecting me as one of the recipients of this award. I'm very humbled by this great honor. I'd like to thank City Manager Michael O'Brien and Worcester Police Department's Chief Gary Jem for their support in creating the civilian position within an all-sworn unit. I am truly grateful to be given the opportunity to work in this field. The popularity of forensic science has grown within the last decade among college and high school students and even younger. I'm very fortunate to have found a home within the Worcester Police Department. I'd like to thank Deputy Chiefs Mark Roach and fellow Thomas Green Award winner Edward McGinn and Detective Bureau Captain Paul Saucier for their support of the forensic investigative units in terms of personnel and resources and understanding the importance of the roles that we play within the department. I'd like to thank the Crime Scene Unit and Latent Print Unit Lieutenant David Grady, first and foremost, for nominating me for this award and for taking a chance on a young chemist from the western part of the state. He taught me just about everything I know about latent prints, and his progressive strides in the field, creating, as he said, the first standalone ISO-accredited latent print unit in the whole country has made me proud to say that I work for the Worcester Police Department and one of the greatest latent print units around. I'd like to thank Crime Scene Sergeant Eric Boss for his guidance, his humor, and his never-ending sarcasm. He is someone that I can turn to with any problem, and as a true leader, his response is always, "I'll take care of it," or "no," depending on the day. I'd like to thank my coworker, Detective Darlene Rochford, for teaching me it is what it is. I thank her for her knowledge that she shared with me, as well as the much-needed girl talk in a predominantly male unit. I'd like to thank my other coworker, Hamali Gunaratne, for joining the ranks as another civilian in the latent print unit. You were a great asset to the department, and I look forward to seeing you grow as a latent print examiner. I'd like to thank the detectives of the Crime Scene Unit, Mike Harris, Bob Shabbat, Kevin Mack, Jeff Fanyon, and retired Detective Dan Fallon. Without you guys, there'd be no evidence to process, no IDs to make, and no bad guys to catch. You guys work hard on the road, and we appreciate every bit of it. I'd like to thank my friend Heather and my family, my parents and my in-laws, for being here today and supporting my decision to drive 2 hours to and from work and having a listening ear when I need to complain about it. And finally, I'd like to thank my husband, who gets the brunt of my crazy schedule, my good days, my bad days, the days I need to vent, the days I want to celebrate. Thanks for being you and always being supportive. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jenna. And next, introducing Kevin Shiverick, is Hank Stolz.
Well, the Thomas S. Green Award, as has been stated so well, is for the unsung heroes, the men and women who are the backbone of our everyday lives, but who, to be fair, we sometimes take for granted. We just assume that the job will be done. Well, we would notice if the job wasn't done well, but we don't often compliment when that job is done so well. Now, I have the honor of introducing Kevin Shiverick, and when it comes to unsung hero, I think he certainly fits the bill. He has been doing a job that often demands long hours and a commitment to excellence for almost 20 years. The last 15 of those at West Tatnick Elementary. And West Tatnick is a wonderful school. You walk in and you see on the walls all the signs of academic excellence that is expected of its young students. In prominent places, there are math papers, there are exams, there are stories from English class and artwork, all celebrating the hard work and achievements of all of these wonderful young people. Now, here's where the unsung hero part comes into play, and what we probably don't think of, but that the Thomas S. Green Award celebrates. And that is, imagine walking into West Tatnick Elementary, and instead of noticing the achievements of the pupils, you notice that it's dimly lit, or that the walls are dingy, that it's cold because someone keeps leaving the door open and Kevin isn't there to remind them, hey, you don't live in a barn. Those things don't happen at West Tatnick. Okay, Kevin does have to remind some of the administrators to shut the door sometimes. But the things that we and the students never think of and that are always taken care of is that it is bright, is that it is clean, is that it is a welcoming environment for learning, and that teaches a lesson in itself. Pride. Pride in the job you do, pride in going the extra mile, pride in the role you play, and understanding, as Kevin does, that the students, teachers, administrators cannot do the job to the best of their ability if he is not laying that groundwork. The pride he takes in his second home. It allows them to do their jobs to the best of their ability. Now, this is MCAS week, and I will admit I didn't think of it until I had the opportunity to spend some time with Kevin and West Tatnick's terrific principal, Stephen Soldi. But for these kids to do their best, everything has to be just right, and Kevin makes sure that it is. And by the way, anybody who wants to guess the hours that Kevin is putting in this winter with snow removal, here in the snowiest state in apparently the world, just to make sure that the kids are safe, well, here's some 24-hour days in there, and a pound or two, or 200 pounds of rock salt laid down this winter, and it all just goes with the territory. Something goes wrong, and Kevin is just a phone call away. And by the way, Mr. President, if you have any balls or frisbees or anything on the roofs, you may want to get Kevin before he leaves. He's happy to take care of those for you here on campus. You know, when I first visited the school, as I was walking up, I see that somebody is outside cleaning the windows on the door, and I figured that would be Kevin. Hey, I was late, as he mentioned, and time was a wasting. And that may sum it up as to why Kevin is being honored today. There's not a lot of downtime, always making sure that things are in tip-top shape, and in a job where so much is taken for granted, the parents and Kevin's peers noticed. And as with so many Thomas Green Award winners, Kevin was dismayed that he had been singled out for praise at every turn, humbly talking about the team effort and vision that he is just a part of, surprised that anyone would notice the job that he is doing. Now, people often ask, what is it about the Thomas S. Green Award, and is there something that you have to do to get the Thomas S. Green Award? Is there something that sets it apart to get that award? There is. And in Kevin's case, it was the battle for the ice cream at West Tatnick Elementary. It was a dark and stormy night. And suddenly the power went out. Kevin's wife goes to the window because she knows what's coming next. She looks up and there's the big K symbol in the sky. It's time to call Kevin Shiverick into action. Snow is coming down, inch after inch, foot after foot. It's piling up out there. Kevin is trudging along, inch by inch. Slowly he turns. That's a different bit. By the way, this story is in the program, but it doesn't have the sound effects. The wind is howling. Still he trudges on. He's blown back. He gets to the school. He notices, as he gets to the school, a million things on his mind, all the things that he has to do because this snowstorm is raging. He notices that the ice cream is melting. The rocky road is in danger. The PTA has packed this, and now there may be no strawberry ice cream. There is nothing like a PTA member who is enraged because her strawberry ice cream has melted. So Kevin does what any good Thomas S. Green Award winner would do. He plugs it in, he runs all the cables, he makes sure that that ice cream does not melt. And that is, honestly, the big story that got Kevin mentioned, which is why when I mentioned it to him and said, so tell me about this ice cream thing. You know, the battle for the ice cream, how you fought all night to keep it from melting? Well, I guess so. But that's the beauty of it, and that's the Thomas S. Green Award. You're doing it just because it's your job. It's just what you're supposed to be doing. You know, the above and beyond the call of duty that, Kevin, you don't even notice that you're doing, but thankfully everybody else has. I do want to say just very quickly that the one message that I did get loud and clear from Kevin and everyone at the school is the great coordination with the principal, his vision for the school, the role that everyone has there in carrying out the fantastic teamwork, the cooperation between Kevin and all of the staff. They've done so much. The roof replacement, the asphalt, the stone retaining wall, the sidewalk, so the kids don't have to walk up the middle of the driveway. 15 great years. He's been there through all of that. So the next time that you walk into a school and it's comfortable, with a comfortable environment for visitors, students, and staff, think of the job that Thomas S. Green Award winner Kevin Shiverick is doing.
You don't know what it's like when you have 350 screaming kids with no ice cream, let me tell you. Just one of those things that you just take care of, you know what I mean? I'd like to thank Dr. Boone for your coming tonight, recognizing myself and my school plant manager, Jim Bedard, my custodial department manager, Jack Navin, last year's recipient of the Thomas Green Award. My family and friends who have supported me throughout the years of service within the Worcester Public Schools, I'd like to thank you also. We have a few other custodians here. Nice to see them. Special thank you to the West Tatnick staff who continue to show a lot of cooperation towards my daily routine. That's always big when I can get feedback, 50% cooperation that really helps things out. Special thank you to Steve Saldi for his ability to keep us all working as a team. There's no stars at West Tatnick. We're all in the group together. Thank you to the parents of West Tatnick who were instrumental in nominating me for this special award. I'd like to fly under the radar, but you guys got me today. I see a lot of parents during the Christmas shows, the Memorial Day programs, Know Your School Night, and our drama shows. I mean, we're really involved at West Tatnick. And it just gives me a great sense of community to be a part of that. Parents see me all the time. They all know my name. And I'm really sorry to say I really don't know all your names. But, I make eye contact. I say hi, have a nice day. And that's really makes me feel good to be a part of that, and we're all treated as an equal, and that's important. So once again, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Kevin. And now introducing Commander Michael Masley Jr. is Kevin O'Sullivan, who has a real hard act to follow.
How'd you like that, Mr. Manager? Is that all right? Salute. Listen, I'd like to start by thanking the Superintendent of the Oxford Schools for introducing my guest here tonight. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to try to fill in a few blanks because I think you set the banner for a guy that's really amazing. And there's a couple of things that stood out when I spoke to Commander Michael Masley, who was the Senior Naval Science Instructor for the Naval Junior ROTC Unit at Oxford High School. He said to me, he sent me a listing on the accomplishments. Now, I started to go through it, of the accomplishments, not of him, but of his unit. And you saw them at the parade. He puts them first. Another interesting thing he told me was about the dinner, how alumni come back to share their stories and learn from him. And he actually has walked several female cadets who, for whatever reason, their father may not be around, down the aisle over the 16 years. And what does that tell you about the respect? That tells me that this gentleman is really, he's walking the walk and talking the talk. So incredible respect in just those two things. Let me tell you a little bit about him personally. A native of Thompson, Connecticut, very proud of the fact that he graduated from high school. He was the first from his town to be commissioned at the Naval Academy. And as I was talking to him and he was going on, I never told me that. I had to ask him just kind of as a joke. So did you go to the Naval Academy? He said, yes, sir, I did. I said, wow. But the first one from his town. And then listen to this. He received his commission upon graduation with honors from the United States Naval Academy with a Bachelor of Science and the degree of Oceanography and Physics. On top of that, he graduated with distinction from the Naval Academy and was awarded the coveted Admiral Burke Award for Leadership and Academic Excellence as selected #1 by his instructors among a class of over 150 students. Now, those 150 students I know. My son has a classmate from high school who's at the Naval Academy and proud of it. They are the best and the brightest as far as we can put through the Naval Academy. And to him to be #1 tells you another thing about this fellow. Extremely impressive. Served 6 different ships, vessels, during his stint in the Navy. Also was served in the Pentagon in the office of the Chief of Naval Operations. He also served as a professor at the Naval War College down in Newport, Rhode Island. He retired and then went to work for you, Superintendent, in the Oxford schools, puts in tremendous, tremendous hours, but also said to me, and I wrote it down here, he wrote it down here, it's, I'm privileged to teach and lead and to really talk about the great pride I have in the accomplishments of the first 17 years of the Naval Junior ROTC cadets and what they've done through Oxford High School. These are cadet students who voluntarily enroll in our elective classes, and basically these are extracurricular and special activities that learn and get extra credit. 15 to 20% of the student body at the school participates as a cadet. That's 1 out of 4 or 5 actually participate under your leadership, which is just simply amazing. Not much else to say other than he has received the key to the city, Mr. Manager, so you can't give him one. He's already got one. Really appreciate that. And he maintains, this is the last, he maintains an active community service involvement working with his cadets on over 30 different projects. The Oxford cadets in his tenure have delivered over 51,000 hours of documented community service over the course of history. Not much else to say other than he's beloved, he's done a tremendous job, and again, you've signed him up for another 16, I believe, either way. May we please, it's my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you, Commander. Commander Michael Masley.
Thank you, Kevin, for those glowing comments and the kind introduction. I won't reiterate all the dignitaries here, but it's a great honor to be selected as a recipient of this award and represent my school and the town of Oxford and my family. When Dr. Schaefer, I have to tell you his little story, when she first called me to inform me of my selection, her call came in the middle of my largest class on a hectic day, and I just took a call no more than 10 minutes before her call came in telling me I won a lottery in Toronto and somebody wanted money. And I got 2 emails that morning saying that I had a fortune check waiting for me for a mere $250 in Ghana. And I had an inheritance waiting for me to sign over for over $85,000 in another lottery in England. So you can guess my initial reaction as I picked the phone up. And I turn, and my class does what most teens do. They all start talking, and I'm kind of going quiet. Was skeptical. But through her perseverance, she relayed to me that this was in fact true, and I was frankly stunned. And I am awestruck to be in the company that I find myself alongside with this year's recipients in the singular distinction of being from outside the municipal boundaries of Worcester. Lots of thought went into what I'm trying to say tonight. I remember that one goal stated when Oxford's junior ROTC program stood up 17 years ago was to make sure that the little chip that represented our unit in the mosaic defining our school district would shine like all the pieces that were already in place and doing well, and painting a great picture. The simple approach was to provide challenges, set and enforce high standards, and seek new opportunities for students to experience and to reach for success. The rest is history. I will not remunerate it. My greatest personal satisfaction is that all the achievements of Oxford's unit comes from simply being a catalyst, helping the kids along, helping them personally, and helping to enhance the reputation not only of our unit but of our school. Being in this job has allowed me to work with great people and develop great working relationships, all of which have enriched my life. All the successes you read about or you hear about do not come easy. They stem from focused dedication, hard work, supportive students, parents, administration, local civic and veterans groups, and a loving community in a small town with many others who ultimately, in Latin, vincite sicut unum, they all win as one. Such teamwork sets the foundation for successful organizations striving to excel on many levels. I would like to acknowledge the strong bridge of trust and confidence that I have enjoyed and deeply appreciate
to operate Oxford's unit with the best interest of the students at heart and the school alike across the tenures of 5 principals, 5 superintendents, and more than a dozen school committee members, let alone 5 Navy Area 4 managers. Seeing young people bloom with great confidence and a sense of purpose and a realization that their potential is bounded only by their own energy and talents provides exceptional memories. Rewards also come from assisting and counseling young people to excel and overcome an incredible array of problems and distractions we see in today's society. There is nothing like the feeling experienced when your teams are named national champions or league champions, or seeing the proverbial light bulb come on when students finally show that they comprehend science, maritime history, leadership, and citizenship topics, or get answers to questions they pose about maritime history or how to predict weather. And yes, Commander, will the storm give us another snow day tomorrow? Because you are the oceanographer, and oh boy, the great one was, how old are you and what's it like to sail for Noah? I will never forget that line. There's an awful lot of people I want to thank for tonight. First and foremost, I want to thank my 2 loving parents who have passed on but are probably beaming down at watching this as they did and when they shared many milestones in my prior career, in my first career at the Navy and the second one at Oxford. They instilled strong values and work ethics in my formative years and were later reinforced with heavy emphasis on accountability and responsibility at the Naval Academy in 3 simple words: do your job. Some of you are smiling, I can see it already. You've heard Bill Belichick use those lines. He learned it while he was a young boy with his dad at a coach at Navy many years ago. We still carry on old traditions. I'd like to thank my family of 2 younger brothers and their wives, Joel, Juliana, John, and Elaine, and my 3 nieces and 2 nephews who are here to have supported me in this adventure and have endured the result of job requirements to permit infrequent family gatherings. Could not be here without all of you. Thanks to our superintendent, Mr. Himmelberger, for representing the district and town tonight for his glowing comments. More so, I also want to recognize all the members of the Oxford School Committee for their strong support of our unit over the years in all our activities. Members include Chairman Dan Coonan, Mrs. Alice Walker, who's here with her husband, and I don't see Sue, but everybody passed on their best to me tonight, which was a great way to leave school. I'd like to thank everyone at the Research Bureau involved with this evening's prestigious ceremony, including the members of this year's Thomas S. Green's Award Committee, as well as Dr. Schaefer, Karen Duffy, and Jean, all of whom have been most gracious in your liaison over the last 6 weeks. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the real catalyst responsible for my being at this podium tonight. A former standout Oxford cadet and class valedictorian who will graduate from Assumption in a matter of weeks, Josh Boucher, started it all by submitting the nomination package. In a stealthy operation worthy of ninja lore, somehow word got around the building without me knowing about it, and Josh was making a lot of calls to make things happen back at Oxford. His solicitations garnered letters of support and documentation from fellow faculty members and English teacher Marcia Krantz, who honors me with her presence tonight. From former naval science instructor and my teaching partner, who's now retired, Senior Chief Wade Borland, Coast Guard retired, who's there joining us from south of Boston. And my current naval science instructor and teaching partner, Master Chief David E. Youngsman, U.S. Naval Reserve retired. All of these people contributed documentation without me knowing about it and wrote letters. Most of all, Oxford Principal Kevin Wells fielded a lot more calls, kept asking me for odd bits of info at the wackiest times that I can recall. And I'm sitting there gritting my teeth going, what does he need this for? You know, and kept going on. And he verified the package of information and provided even more background to the Research Bureau on my behalf. At least that's what I've discovered happened back in Oxford so far. Because remember, good commanders always have great intelligence networks. But I am overwhelmed that all of you deem me worthy of such an honor as this tonight, when there exist so many great and deserving teachers at Oxford High and so many great and deserving employees in the town of Oxford. I am indebted for your initiatives, your professionalism, and your friendship to make tonight possible. Finally, a special thank to my cadets, and I happen to look up and I see several of them here, past cadets, whose Oxford pirate pride achieves and created so many legacies on multiple levels, even on a national stage. They achieve and perform not they achieve and perform themselves. It is not the instructor that achieves everything that's listed on a paper. But I will say that it is they who chose to follow and accept this catalyst to work with them, teach them, and lead them. I'll close with a final quote learned many years ago as a midshipman from John Bouchon, a Scotsman, an outstanding British statesman and writer and 15th Governor General of Canada. Quote, "The task of leadership is not to put greatness into humanity, but to elicit it. For greatness is already there, silently awaiting a chance to emerge," end quote. My hardest congratulations to Jenna, Pat, and Kevin. I'm proud to stand with you and be a recipient of this award this year, in the silver anniversary year. And again, my deepest appreciation and heartfelt thanks for everyone who contributed for this event tonight. It is with great personal pride and humility that I accept this award on behalf of my family, our students, Oxford High School, and the town of Oxford. Thank you.
Congratulations, Commander. And our fourth recipient, Patricia Ryan, will be introduced by Leah Lamson.
Thank you, Karen. It's indeed an honor to introduce Patty Ryan to you tonight. I first met Patty a couple of summers ago when she was writing an innovation school plan for the Goddard Scholars Academy at Sullivan Middle School. Her idea was to have the Telegram and Gazette be a partner with the Academy to provide an opportunity for students to be exposed to journalism professionals. She was full of ideas on how reporters and photographers could be turned into teachers for a day. Her level of enthusiasm and energy impressed me then, and it impresses me now. Sitting in her 8th grade classroom last week, I was transformed back to my school days. But I wasn't reminded of junior high. I was reminded of college because Patty's style of teaching provokes thought and encourages intelligent discussion. It's not that 8th graders in an English class aren't capable of intelligent discussion, but the general public may not be aware, at least I wasn't, that rote learning has no place in an innovation school. The lesson on this day was based around the Holocaust, drawing from a modern-day movie about an experiment in an American high school where students learn how easy it is to be seduced by the same social forces that led to the horrors of Nazi Germany. In the front of the room was a word wall displayed on the chalkboard with words like ghetto, Holocaust, genocide, and stereotype. Written on the chalkboard at the side of the room was something called the essential question. It was geared around the theme of being a good citizen and asked, how does knowledge of the past influence choices? The philosophy behind the Goddard Scholars Academy is to learn the importance of critical thinking. Patty says she's always trying to make connections to the real world and wants her students to learn the importance of thinking for themselves. Why didn't people stop Hitler from doing what he was doing, she probes, as she takes the students back to the story in the 1981 movie The Wave to find the answers. They talk about having the courage to say no and finding the strength to resist pressure from their friends and peers. She has taught similar lessons to hundreds of Sullivan Middle School students over her 16 years there while she prepares them for the rigors of high school. Patty has been a teacher in the Worcester Public School System since 1990, teaching ESL and reading and English at both the elementary and middle school levels. 2 years ago, she took on the leadership of writing the Innovation School Plan with a small group of teachers, an extremely arduous process, according to one of her colleagues who worked with her and nominated her for this award. The Innovation School Plan for Goddard Scholars Academy was the only teacher-led plan to be approved for implementation in the state. The Academy is in its 2nd year and has added a 6th grade along with the 7th and 8th grades. It has 144 students and 9 teachers. Patty is the head teacher, and in addition to teaching 2 8th grade English sections this year, she also develops community partnerships, writes grants, schedules special events for the students, does the budgeting, and oversees professional development. She maintains she and her fellow teachers at the school have the best jobs in the city because, as she puts it, we get to teach, putting emphasis on the word teach. Outside of school, Patty remains active in her church, serving as a CCD teacher and lector at Masses at St. George's Parish. When her now-grown children, Peter and Mary Beth, were younger, she was a Girl Scout leader and a sports booster. One of her most rewarding activities currently is her involvement in the Holocaust Survivors Witness Program. She is teamed up with local Holocaust survivor Marika Barnett, and together they tell Marika's story to school groups on the road. Teaching has been in her blood for a long time. Patty met her husband Tom when they were both in the Jesuit Volunteer Corps. Tom is with her today, as well as her daughter Mary Beth, who is also a teacher. So please join me in congratulating Patty Ryan as the 2013 Thomas Green Award.
Thank you, Leah, for your kind words. I am both honored and humbled to receive the Thomas S. Green Award, especially as I consider the impressive list of previous recipients. 3 years ago, I, along with my colleagues, began a journey to establish an innovation school. Although we are constantly working to improve our school and are still entrenched in the early stages of implementation, I can finally say with confidence that we did it. And perhaps this is why this Public Service Award means so much. And yet, this is hardly an individual award. The award may bear my name, but it belongs to all of the people who have helped me become the teacher and the person I am. Many of whom are here this evening. You have all personally touched my life. To the Worcester Public Schools Administration for their endorsement of the Goddard Scholars Academy as we embarked on this path, and for their continued support in carrying out all of the required tasks involved in the implementation of the school. To this day, I know I can always count on your assistance to help fulfill the school's mission. To the members of the Planning Committee for their, your sound advice, willingness to attend countless meetings, edit drafts, provide data and input, sometimes at the drop of a hat, helped make the school a reality. To the school leaders, past and present, you have guided and inspired me over the years. You have provided me with an opportunity to both challenge myself and to flourish in the various roles I have undertaken. You are wonderful examples of school leaders, and I have learned so much from you. To my friends who have encouraged me along the way, you reminded me to keep an eye on the prize. Your interest and willingness to learn and listen to what was keeping me so busy allowed me to share the excitement and passion for my work. To my fellow teachers, you shared the vision of the school and spent tireless hours working after school and at the new cafe, discussing, planning, researching, and writing a plan that transformed a program and brought the Goddard Scholars Academy to a new level. Together, we created a school. To my family, who sacrificed relaxing evenings, weekends, and vacations in order for the job to get done. To my son, who coached me from afar, assuring me the deadlines would be met and the work was worth it. To my daughter, who always steered me in the right direction, with countless hours listening to the keyboard tapping, offering fresh eyes when reading and helping to edit draft upon draft, and providing an objective perspective every step of the way. And to my husband, who is always on my side and by my side. Your sterling example of going the extra mile for others, your positive outlook on life, and pragmatic approach to meeting any challenge encouraged me, even when our efforts seemed to be in vain. Your belief that we were creating an amazing school gave me incentive to persevere. Finally, to my students. After all, they give me the opportunity to live out public service each and every day. In fact, as Leah mentioned, this year, one of the questions guiding my instruction has been, what is a good citizen? I get to teach about why it's important to learn how to be moral individuals, how to be critical thinkers, and how to be conscious that the choices we make affect others. For me, education is at the core of being a good citizen and therefore public service. This passion for education has taken root in my CCD, GED, ESL, and Goddard Scholars classrooms. As I send my students off to high school and eventually into the world, I hope to impart my passion for education and public service. It is these lessons that will give them the chance to make a difference in their communities and beyond. In closing, I would like to thank the Research Bureau for presenting me with the Thomas S. Green Award. I would also like to offer my sincere congratulations to the other awardees. Your accomplishments speak volumes about your careers in public service, and I am delighted to share this evening with you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Patricia. And congratulations again to all of the award winners. And thank you all of the supporters and family members who came here tonight to help us make this evening so wonderful. I do want to also have a special thank you for Jean D'Aso, who helps us to coordinate this event, who virtually coordinates it herself every year, and it runs so smoothly every year. So I invite you all. We have refreshments across the hall, and have a wonderful evening.